Hi, we're Alex and Maggie Halbert, and we want to tell you just a little bit about what the Lord is doing in our lives. Maggie and I are in the process of raising support to serve as missionaries with United World Mission in Stellenbosch, South Africa, as part of a ministry called East Mountain. We're so excited about the future that God has for us, but before we tell you about the future God has for us, we want to tell you just a little bit about how He got us to this point.
Alex and I met while attending Columbia International University. We were both there getting much needed Bible training for future missional service. Shortly after we were married, God led us to a job where we served with a missions agency where we worked with short-term teams in and throughout Mexico.
During our time in Mexico, God taught us so much. In particular, two things stand out. First, God taught us about how He used that time to develop and strengthen our talents and gifts, specifically in the areas of administration and the logistics of running a ministry.
But for you who fear my name, Son of Righteousness.
Secondly, God taught us the value of relationships and how developing relationships opens the door to the gospel. A verse that's very close to Alex and I's heart and that we saw come alive in Mexico is Galatians 6:2, which reads, "Bear one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ." We cherish the relationships God gave to us while we were in Mexico, but living and working there part-time limited the depth of the relationships we were able to establish.
On the day that I was you to meet my special home.
After God brought our time in Mexico to an end, we began to look for a ministry where we could serve full-time, and then incorporated the two major lessons God had been teaching us in Mexico. With this in mind, God brought us to East Mountain, a ministry centered around community and relationships, and that was also in search of a couple with gifts in administration and logistics, the very gifts God had been developing while we were in Mexico.
I shall spare you as a man has compassion on his son, does the best he can.
While we're excited about the future that God has for us, we can't make this happen without the support of individuals like you. So we're asking that you would prayerfully consider supporting us both in prayer and financially.
If you're interested in partnering with us, we encourage you to check out the East Mountain website at eastmountain.tv, where you can give directly to us.
Or you can email us at capetownbound1@gmail.com.